And now you're live, so they get to see the entire meeting. And I think these things that we have, somebody has given us these, I think, like the camera.
Yeah.
Like there's another mic
Uh-huh.
too, so I think that came from,
Hey,
what's his name?
What's that?
the
camera.
camera.
I think that came from Ken Gordon.
Yeah,
Oh.
and that
okay.
mic that we have, because there's a different mic you can add to it
Uh-huh.
too.
Are they wearing a mic? Are they?
Just speaking.
Just
Oh,
that
there's not even a
speaking. Oh,
microphone.
But
up
he
here.
got a mic here that you can, that these people on here can hear it better.
Oh, okay.
And it's just one that sometimes I use, but the sound is good because,
Yeah.
the one that watches it all the time, he texts
Jake.
me. Yes. So if he can't see or hear, he's gonna text.
I bet. Yeah,
He
that's
cannot.
Jake.
Ken, how was district conference?
It was okay. Kind of got the feeling that they got it toward the deadline and still weren't sure where they were going to have it.
Right.
So they didn't book it full.
Right.
And so it was a little sparse.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can understand that. They,
Do you want to get up and say something? Give a recap of it?
Barbara would do much. Barbara or Susan would do a
All
much
right.
better job
All
of
right.
that.
So let me ask you a couple of questions.
Uh-huh.
So did you get the? I dropped off a folder and some cash for you from the golf.
Ooh, I haven't opened it. There's cash in there?
I think so.
Okay.
I think there is.
Okay.
So we got some invoices that we got to do.
Right.
Is that something that we should follow up with and I'll use Housing Associates as an example. One of our players owes $70.
Uh-huh.
Do
For
I
what?
I think we probably bought mulligans for the team.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we paid for the team and then he got
Yeah.
there and was like, oh,
Oh, okay.
send me an
Okay.
invoice, you know?
Yeah, gotcha.
So a couple things. Should I chase down my own guy? Or should Rotary chase down that guy? Or should Rotary send an invoice to the companies that say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the best way or does it matter?
What's the experience? Have y'all done this before?
I don't know how often we've had to invoice people.
I mean, but if you've been played another tournament,
I'll have to
see how
ask-
they handle it.
Yeah, I'll have to ask you. I don't know the answer
And
to that.
I would think that sounds most appropriate to go to the individual.
Okay.
Since it's his
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
mind doing that.
second thing, so you saw that email to me and you from Ken Townsend about GRSP.
Yes.
Did we decide that we wanted to do it, but wait till Tripp's year and do it on the 100th year?
That was my thinking.
Okay,
And then in that case, man, you could do a couple.
so let's talk to Tripp if he's here today and say, are you cool with that? And then I can respond to Ken and just say, hey, this is what we talked about after all that.
Yeah.
And then that would give us a year, and maybe we get two.
Yeah. Because and they're playing with, was it John Head? Was
Yeah.
that the guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, playing with him.
Yeah.
Because I know as far as getting students in, especially like a full student,
Yeah.
that process starts really early.
Right.
You've done it like junior year,
Yeah.
or heading into senior year.
no idea.
You're starting that recruitment, that
Right.
process. And so we would need to get into, it probably would be too early to start now.
Okay,
Just to say we're here and as you're talking.
so maybe
Yeah.
I'll respond and say, hey, we're interested.
Mhm.
When would we start working with Dr. Head about the recruitment of this
Identify.
student and identify them?
And
And,
then, like you said.
but we want to do it for the year of 23, 24.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, yeah, okay. I'll write it, let me write it down.
Because we would want them to be here on the 100th anniversary.
Right, that's right. I'll talk to Tripp if he gets here.
I know.
Phil, what's going on? You doing all right?
Yeah, doing good.
And it's okay, need training, and you got maybe start getting together on.
I,
I don't know.
That's the kind of feeling I got, so I'm gonna get it. really serious. So
Yeah.
He's on board, and we'll get Scott. and Get that plan.
I think so.
May not be huge for this fall, but, you know, the hunters can go.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
I'm with you.
I'm good, how are you? Hi. So when you're back here, she's like, at a conference.
So today's gonna be a good day, we're gonna do that. Three of our new members. Give us, introduce themselves. Why they're introduce them. So it'll be a good Rotary day to be here. Okay. Good. Okay. Hey, would you like to give it an update on, just a report on the weekend?
Please.
You want to? Who else is there? You? Or can
It's
I-
Chandra. Yeah. There's an old folks guy over in Florida.
Well, you let the crazy breed come.
Bill Martin, doesn't come back anymore. One man died. Clark Johnson died.
Sunday.
Just got some Saturday come. Huh?
Not what he had, he didn't want to.
Wait, huh, yeah, that's a hand. Wait, huh?
So, we thought, I mean, wait a minute, yeah. And Tom.
I hadn't seen him in a while, but, I have no reason to think of.
Yeah, last time I sat, we were over there. I was like, "Well, we can see this," and I said, I still want to come out here. So, we just
Yeah,
have.
let's go to coffee.
I just had to do that, yeah.
Really? They both, you do some, yeah. Oh,
We quote Tom frequently, and our favorite Tom is, he's had a meeting one time, his fellow director did a long presentation, put a lot of time into it. It was very well done, and Tom got up and said, I was just about to say it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we use that in our. Yeah, we got to do that. He is
This goes to team.
I have word on.
Yes, they are, it's better now.
You doing? Good.
Where you from, Pat? Tell me what.
Dante, you good for today? Good. Appreciate you doing. Yeah, tell it, Omaha. It's right there. Tell them. You know, I'm gonna use that today. Omaha.
There you go.
Tell them. How's the weekend?
Leon, you good?
Welcome to the Rotary Club of Ranch. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation today given by First Brown. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow your heads. Most holy and glorious Lord God, giver of all good gifts and graces, in thy name we are assembled, and in thy name we desire in all our proceedings. You have given mankind a strong desire to do good, to be honest, to serve others, and to faithfully fulfill our obligations to our neighbors. As we gather today, as Rotarians and citizens, we ask that you help us to do good. We ask, as Rotarians and citizens, that you help us to be ethical and fair in all of our dealings. We ask, as Rotarians and citizens, that you help us to serve others. And, oh Lord, we ask, as Rotarians and citizens, that you help us faithfully fulfill our obligations to our neighbors, be they our community, the nation, or throughout the world. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Curtis. Now I'd like to ask Scott Wade to introduce our visitors today.
Thank you, President Jason. Good afternoon, good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. We do have some guests, and as I call your name, if you wouldn't mind please standing so we can recognize you. As our top of the list guests here, we have Andre and Mariah, and Andre Mariah and Walter Mariah. Andre is our district governor nominee and a guest of Susan Ferguson. Also, Susan has as a guest Rhett Carton. Rhett is Georgia Hospital Association. So welcome, Rhett. And as a guest of paradise, we have Jonathan York. Jonathan is going to be a featured member here. We're grateful for that. And Leon Childs, who for the next few minutes anyway, is a guest of Sunshine Herd and will be a member soon. So welcome.
All right, so we do have a few member birthdays and anniversaries today. So birthdays, May 10th is a big day. Celebrating birthdays, Michelle Bettyfield, Dante Lane, and Carrie Rice. All have birthdays on May 10th. Happy birthday to y'all. We have some member anniversaries on May 9th. Brandon Healy celebrates 3 years in our club, and Warren Trotter celebrates 20 years in our club. So happy anniversary to them, as well as a wedding anniversary for Catherine Howe Tilly, celebrating 34 years on May 9th. So happy birthday and happy anniversary to everyone. And then we do have a few announcements to go over before we get to our program today. May the 4th be with you. I waited all year for that. Just a reminder, first of all, if you didn't see it, Lee is in the buffet room with his camera set up to take pictures if anybody needs to update their pictures. And I feel he uses this line a lot, but I asked him if he could make me look good, and he told me it's not a magic camera. I'm going with that. He uses that line a lot. He just uses it on me. But look, he's taking his time to be here to do this and do this professionally for us. So if you need an updated picture, take advantage of this, and then if you like what he does, maybe we'll make some kind of donation to the foundation or something for his troubles. We appreciate that, Lee. So he'll be here after our meeting today, and then next week before and after our meeting. Also, our annual banquet, June 9th. I did want to remind y'all that voting, election day is the 24th of May. Early voting is open now at the government center, so you can go to 9 o'clock to do that. Pick up books. If anybody signed up to read and deliver books and read to our pre-K students in Troup County, school's almost out. So if you need some help scheduling that, you can see Connie, she can help you do that. But the books are at the Bank of America building over at the United Way building. And if you check with Connie and schedule with them, get those books next week, and we'll get those in the hands of all those kids before school gets out. And then the district conference was this week. We had Barbara, Ken, Susan, Shirley, and Molly, right? And Ken's wife.
Next to his wife, even though he didn't participate. I wasn't going to mention this, but, not only is Andre our district governor nominee, but we were fierce competitors this past weekend, Thursday night, in the Poppins Pony Parade. She won! We made it with Thomasville, that's where she's from, Thomasville, we made it to the final heat, and Barbara and Marcy and Shirley and I were in the final heat, and we just barely beat Andre and her team from Thomasville. And I was just going to tell you that we won, I wasn't going to say who we beat, but she played, so we won, so that was Thursday night. We each got a regular district 6,900 water bottle tumbler thing with Mary Poppins on it. And for those of you that don't know, Mary Ligon, our current district governor, her theme for the entire year has been Mary Poppins. So Andre and I both dressed as Mary Poppins Friday night at the Parade of Costumes. I will say that LaGrange showed very well at the luncheon that we had. We are not doing awards this year until June 30th, so we got another 2 months to get all of our items in, but on every screen that they showed, almost everyone, there were 1 or 2 that we weren't on, but and Thomasville as well was on there. So we are on track and doing incredibly well.
Good, thank you all for that. Thank you for keeping up all those awards. What to do and when. Thank you very much. All right, we do have a little bit of time before our program. If anybody has any happy dollars they want to put in just now.
In the early 40s, not only was I born, which wasn't that important, but President Truman set aside a day in our nation for prayer. He actually signed it into law. And then President Reagan set aside the first Thursday in May, always, will be the National Day of Prayer. That's tomorrow. And we will gather at the Biblical History Center. Lay people in our community will pray for our government, our nation, our schools, our churches, our families. And each prayer will be very short, but to the point. We are strictly from 12:15 to 12:45. So if you're a working person, please take that lunchtime. There's great power in prayer, and goodness knows we need it in all of those areas. So please come if you can and support the National Day of Prayer, Biblical History Center, on Gordon Commercial, 12:15 to 12:45. Thank you.
All I could find was a 20. After the last few weeks, I'm surprised I didn't have this. I'm gonna brag on my wife again, Sue. On April 19th, which is Patriots Day in Massachusetts, Boston specifically, they hold the Boston Marathon. This past April 19th, the first time in 2 years, they've held it on Patriots Day. Sue ran in that marathon, 26.2 miles. What made it extra special is 6 days later, on that following Sunday, she ran in the Big Sur, California marathon, international marathon, 26.2. So a lot of miles over within a week, but she made it. Beautiful. If you haven't visited Big Sur in California, I recommend it. It's beautiful. Of course, we all love Boston, but anyway, that's what I wanted. I'm happy about that.
I was going to tell you all about the weekend, but Susan did that already. But she left out a very important part of it. We were up there with our t-shirts, all matching and everything, and Ken especially enjoyed it, because we were the LaGrange Pony Prancers, and we came in first. So, and this is for Andrea and Walter. Thank you for being our guests today. Thank you.
I'm here to share some news with you on behalf of Boy Scouts of America. Each year, the Yellow Jacket District hosts the LaGrange Distinguished Citizens Dinner, and it's been going on for many, many years now. And I'm very proud to tell you that this year's recipient of the honoree designation is our own Rotary's own Joshua Hurd, and that event will take place sometime in August, I believe, and you'll be hearing more about that in the future. So thank you.
And now we have some club business to take care of, so I'd like to ask Leon Childs and Judge to come up here. It's my privilege and pleasure today to induct Leon Childs into the Rotary Club. All of our proposals have been reviewed by club members, and according to the Constitution and the bylaws, we'd like to now bring you into our club. So I'd first like to ask Jaja to introduce you.
Good afternoon. I'd asked Leon to give me a bio, but I thought I shouldn't need a bio because I really know him. And I can give you all the details that he has a beautiful wife, 2 children, he graduated from Point University, all those things. But what I would like to say, a member we're going to get, is someone who is dedicated to this community. Someone that is going to serve, that's going to be dedicated, that's going to work in Rotary. So when you ask him to do something, he'll say yes to that. He will say yes to it. But he is most proud because he does mentoring and tutoring in our community with our children in our school system. And that is very important to him because our kids need to succeed. And he spends time doing that in the afternoons every day, mentoring and tutoring kids. So this member we're gonna get is gonna be a joy, and something that I've known Leon for a long time. His dad and my dad were good community friends, and we used to play these softball games with communities. Like they would come from Standing Rock, we would be Pine Road, and we'd play these softball tournaments. So we've had a commitment or connection for a long time. So our new member, Mr. Leon Childs.
Not only are we bringing it into the Rotary Club LaGrange, we're bringing it into Rotary as a whole. There's so much that you already exhibit. Our motto is service and no self. So we ask you to become a member because you already exhibit that service and no self in our community. It's just going to be such an addition to our club. What you're already doing, what you're going to bring. I would say find what you like to do and do it with the folks here, but I think Be careful what y'all wish for. Maybe get more than you bargained for, but we're glad you're here. I want to take the opportunity to read this to you. It's the four-way test. It's the things that we think, say, and do as Rotarians. And I want to read it to Leon, but I also want to remind all of y'all as well, listen to it. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? I hope you'll hang that maybe in your office where you can be reminded of it. Other people will know what you stand for. And then let me also give you a pen. Let you put that on. Yeah. And then I've got some color here. So I am happy to present to y'all the newest Rotarian, Leon Childs. Please help me welcome. Thanks, y'all. And so today's program, we've had a little change of plans. We're gonna call audible and Omaha. Our scheduled program's not going to be here today, so I asked something we've talked about. I think every year since I've been here is getting some of our new members up to introduce themselves to us. We don't know unless we do something with them outside of Rotary or sit with them, and then you just barely get to know them. So I called up a few of our new members and said, hey, would you be willing to give me 5 or 10 minutes about yourself, why you decided to join Rotary, what do you expect to get out of it? And they said, yeah, but they also gave a condition of, hey, we're new to the club. We don't know everybody that's been sitting at these tables for years. Could you ask them, some of them to do the same thing? So I've already talked with some folks that are on the program committee next year, and so they may be calling to have y'all introduce yourselves. But I'd like to ask today Jared Jones, Dante Lane, and Zach Britt to come up. Just one at a time. Jared, if you'll start, and just tell us a little bit about what you expect and how you're here. Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna try to do as good as the previous month that I've listened to out here. Thanks, Jason. I'm Jared Jones. I was inducted, I think 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 now. And I was a guest of Susan's. This is the second time I was a guest of Susan's and inducted into this Rotary Club, which is, to answer your question, why I knew what it was about and why I wanted to come back. And the only reason for leaving really goes into my story. I'm going to try to keep this short. I am, some people say all-American. I'm all LaGrange. I was born and raised here, and when I stopped ready to say that, I want to use this platform to thank the community and the support system and my faith and God, because without those things, you know, I don't think I know I would be in the position that I'm in, and I don't think we're ready to be in the position that's in. So really, that's a testament to everybody in the room here, and they've been a guiding light in my life as well. From the very start, when I went to Auburn, the smartest people in my life told me where to go, and I listened to them. I never looked back. You know. So that was great, and I went there and studied finance, and went out to work for my uncle right after that, and he's in the login and work procurement business. So I was a jack of all trades when I worked for him. Pretty much go for whatever you need to do. I'm gone for a week when you do this, or can you drive across the state to go get this? I did whatever you had to do for a couple of years, and went back. That was in about 2012. At that time, I wanted to be in construction, general contracting. As many of you remember, those jobs were hard to find back in 2010s, 2013s. So I went the finance route because the debacle that preceded that was fascinating, and I studied that, and decided once the job market brightened up a little bit in construction, things picked up to go back to school at Auburn. They have a great building science program. I really can't say enough about that staff and what I learned there. And so from there, I graduated and moved to Atlanta and worked at a company called Winter Construction. So you may know them. They're kind of regional, but we worked on a lot of hotels and K-12 projects. And I felt something tugging at my heartstrings to come back to my community. So I got a close second and worked in Columbus or River City contracting for another great group of folks that I learned a lot from for 2 years. And then all along, kind of selling real estate in the background, which is what my family does. And it got to the point where I really wanted to do that full time, and felt like at that point in my life I could make the transition. And that was about 3 years ago. And I haven't looked back. It's been a blessing to work with the community, just to work with so many smart people that I've learned from, so many experienced people, and just to watch leaders in this community just try to steal a little bit of their, what they do every day and try to follow and replicate my life after them, because it's, and I tell people this all the time as a realtor, I get the easy, in the Grange, I get the easiest job ever, because you guys, this community, town, it's an easy step. So, again, I want to thank the community there. So, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak, and really look forward to hearing about some of the rest of your stories that I've heard. And I'll leave it with that.
Hello, I'm Dante Lane. I am a LaGrange High graduate, 2007, not too long ago, but I realize it's been a while. I played football there. That was my introduction to LaGrange High School. I've been back here. I left the United High School graduation this month, make a year since I've been back. My birthday's next week. I remember I got a massage uptown, so I've been back a year, and I've really enjoyed it this year. So in short, I left LaGrange High, went off to Mercer, and from there I went to Georgia Southern. I graduated there. I was an accounting major for the longest, and then last semester I said, hey, I just want to walk across the stage. I don't care. So I graduated business management, and that's essentially what I've been doing ever since then. Sold mattresses at Mattress Firm, was a manager there. I sold cars. That was my first real world sales experience. Sold higher end furniture at some point. Sold real estate in college, and I was on the billboard. Now I even have a trucking company. I have my CDL. Why did I do that? I remember my grandfather. I did it because my grandfather had a trucking company, and he did well. I told him how much I was making a mile, and he said to me, well, I used to make that back in the 70s. Diesel didn't cost as much back then. So I found out I was in the wrong business. So now I have an insurance agency. I'm health insurance focused. However, I service everything. So I see a variety of you in here. We offer commercial insurance policies. But my big deal is the health insurance. I do have some relationship with some dealerships, and as soon as they call, I already know they have a tough case. So same deal with health insurance. I know when I get a call from a doctor's office, it's a tough case. So that's really what I do. The bulk of is your tough cases in the insurance industry. Reason being is, if I gave you my resume, it's going to be around me graduating all honors, graduating at the top of this, graduating at the top of that. I'm a nerd about this stuff. I just look this good, but I am nervous about this. So, I wake up, I go to sleep, somewhere studying insurance, probably in the health insurance world. What I've been offered to you, you know I have to tell you that, I got the mic. You said about 10 minutes, I may need 12. But what I can offer to you, I'm sitting around the Grange. When my mentors train me in this business, they always say, well, not always, as you grow and evolve and do more things. Now they're telling me to go to the Chamber of Commerce, and a lot of you meet me out and they say, did I meet you at that event, the Chamber of Commerce annual dinner? So I was their Young Professional of the Year. I won that this January. And so I think about 2-3 weeks ago, they told me to go to the Chamber and tap into all the top 50 local companies and reach out to their HR department and let them know we can help out with those tough cases in health insurance. And what it's going to boil down to when somebody quits, unfortunately get fired, great days, they retire, they're going to need someone like me. I would love to be that caller for you. And as you can see, I'm a tad bit funny. This is me toned down. I like to make the joke that if you want the professionals, that's them over there, but here go the unprofessional conversation here. But with that comes, if you need someone to service, if you need someone to bring, some energy to your event, if you need someone to bring maybe a different crowd to your event, I would love the opportunity to come and be of service. That's what the Rotary has done for me. And I think it's been a month, maybe 2, and I've already received a lot just by being in the room. And so if I could give, and you would need that assistance from me, I would love that opportunity to be there for you. Dante Lane, thank you, I appreciate
I'm just checking how much time I got. All right, trying to follow that up. It's gonna be a tough one. Obviously, Jared and Dante, we all grew up together, so I've known them for a while. So it's good to be a part of the club with those guys. All right, I did write some things down. I don't know if I'll look at it all, but my name is Zach Britt. I'm from LaGrange as well, born and raised. My parents, Tommy and Holly Britt. I've got a sister named Anna. She's married to Matt Crawford, who's a veterinarian over in Thomaston. I'm married to Avery Britt, who's a kindergarten teacher at Kite. She's been there for 6 years. Let's see, we got married a year ago this month. So at the end of the month, it'll be 1 year. So that's good. Still going strong. So starting out on that journey, it's been great. But yep, so we're about at 1 year. We've got 2 dogs, Haley and Zeke, our 2 dogs. Okay, so after graduating from LaGrange High School in 2009, I went to Auburn University. Yep, where you? There, I graduated in 2013 with business administration bachelor's degree with human resource management as the concentration and supply chain management as my minor. So after graduating, I moved to Atlanta, where I took a job with a company called PVH Corporation. So they're the parent company, Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin Klein, Izod. I worked in their supply chain management in their distribution center as a operations supervisor, then moved up to operations manager. I was there for about 5 years, and then decided to move back to LaGrange in 2018. Once I moved back to LaGrange, I accepted a position with Walmart Distribution as the operations manager. Worked there for 3 years, and then decided that I wanted to try some different industries and explore something that would give me an opportunity to get more involved in the community, do some things like that. So back in October, I accepted a position with Colony Bank as a commercial lender. there, so that's what I'm currently working on. My hobbies, playing golf, hunting, fishing, cheering on all the Auburn athletic programs. Since moving back to LaGrange, I had the privilege of doing leadership troop, hike, running for king of Bahama Mass for 26 years. I'm an ambassador for the West Georgia Auburn Club, and obviously, most recently, joined Rotary. So, the reason I wanted to join Rotary was to get more involved in helping our great community, being a part of the growth of LaGrange, and to also fellowship with, other leaders in the community. This community helped mold me into the person I am today. So I want to be a part of helping, others, become, leaders and mold them and everything like that. So that's all I've got. I think that's 5 seconds.
Thank you all very much. You're about to get the gift of time today, and nobody's ever complained about that. But what I want to say about these three guys, first of all, is so I found out Monday morning that our program was not going to be the same. I think I sent out an email at maybe 9 o'clock. By 9:02, I had these three guys saying, "I'm in, I'm in." That's who these guys are. You heard each of them say, "I'm glad to be here. I want to make it better. I'm proud of this place." What I was thinking about though when they were talking is, why did I join Rotary? And I was hoping maybe y'all would be reminded of why you joined Rotary. And I think we could be reminded also of what we said to Leon today about service above self and rolling our sleeves up again, and getting back involved again. That's really what we're doing. And to each of y'all's point, making this place better. We're proud of what we got. Let's embrace it and improve it and show what we have along with this Rotary Club as well. So I hope that y'all think about it next week. Think about asking these guys as well as other folks to help you with anything that any of these committees or projects that are coming up with Rotary. I really appreciate all y'all saying yes today and let us know a little bit more about you and why you're in our club. So thanks for being here. Thanks for saying yes. You all have a good rest of your afternoon, good week. We're adjourned.